My name is Dana Hampton, and I'm the founder and owner of Protein Snack Shop. I started out young as an athlete. I've always been into health and fitness my whole life. I started going to my dad's work with him when I was in 4th grade so that I could work out. I've been just active as long as I can remember. I used to play soccer, volleyball, baseball, martial arts. I was a rock climber, mountain climber, snowboarder. I did it all. I come from a family that has a lot of sicknesses, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, cancer, all kinds of different things. And I always, at a young age, just wanted to figure out if there was a way that I could not follow in that same path. Just watching everybody around me get sick, it was a big red flag for me. So I got into nutrition when I was really young. Back in those days, they used to put sugar in everything, and parents didn't cook quite as healthy as they do nowadays. People weren't as conscious of the things that they are today. My father got cancer when I was in college. From the day he was diagnosed until the day he died was about 8 months. Within that time frame, I watched him basically wither away. The doctors kind of gave him a choice at the end. The cancer had blocked off his stomach at that time. Either get a feeding tube and try to go through some treatments and live a little bit longer, or you could basically starve to death. Dying of cancer is very painful. Starving to death is not. So that was the route that he chose. I struggled like a lot of girls did back then with eating disorders. Bulimia, anorexia. Started out with anorexia, bulimia later in life, more in my college days. Watching my dad starve to death kind of opened my eyes to a lot. I'm choosing to do this to myself, and people don't have that option. So that was a really big thing for me, a big struggle that I had. I really just needed to focus more on my health and nutrition and figure out what it was that I could do to keep myself in good physical condition, but eating the right things. A couple years down the road, started personal training, which was a big passion of mine. Started working with clients, and I would watch them struggle with nutrition like a lot of people do. They were working with me every day in the gym, some of them 5 days a week, and they were being awesome. They were being super motivated and successful in the gym, but they weren't seeing any results, and that had to have been for a reason. I started asking them what they couldn't live without, what they had to have, and I would go home and I would try to create healthier alternatives. I would try to figure out how to swap out sugars and sweeteners and different kind of flours and adding proteins to things. I did that for probably 20 plus years, and just really learned how to work with a lot of these ingredients. That's kind of where it all started for me. I met my husband.
Hi, I'm Sonny. I'm one of the owners here at Protein Snack Shop. Interesting story. Dana and I
met each other actually at a UFC fight.
We were both dating other people. We went to a UFC fight, both with our significant others. Long story short, I think after 9 months to a year, we both became single.
Met each other through social media down the road. We ended up reaching out to each other.
I sent her a Facebook message I'll never forget saying, can we do dinner sometime? And then I got stuck in Vegas and missed my flight, so I missed our first date. Ended up being a magical date.
That was kind of all she wrote for us.
I grew up in a small town, Coquille, Oregon, a little bit in the woods of nowhere. Growing up in Coquille, I played many different sports. I played basketball and football. I wouldn't say I ran track. It was just something to do to hang out with my buddies, but been an athlete most of my whole life. So growing up in Oregon, I was just kind of over Oregon. I wanted something different, and Dana's like, everybody should have the chance to move and try a new place once in their life.
Sonny was a pharmacist at the time. I had moved from Wisconsin to Oregon when I was in college. I didn't want to know home without my dad. So right after my dad died, I graduated college and I moved to Oregon. I said, you know what, we don't have kids. We're not tied to this place. Choose a place, let's go. I think that's an adventure everyone needs to take. So he chose Nashville. He chose Tennessee.
We packed up our bags in 2014. Best decision we've ever made. We love Tennessee, love the people of Tennessee. Originally moved because the cost of living is less in Tennessee, and I wanted to be married. My wife and I were both career people. Kind of felt like home was a swinging door. We never got to see each other. So after about 3 years, I think it was, I finally talked my wife into stepping down from Target. She made it about 2 months before she's like, I want to try making snacks. My girlfriend owns a smoothie bar, and she says, we need some food to sell. So
I really wanted to start my business to help people who were struggling with eating disorders, people who are struggling with weight loss, people who are struggling with just enjoying food.
That was day one, and I'll still never forget the story. She calls me and she's like, babe, I know this is not a big deal, but I sold $35 today. And I was like, no, sweetheart, you have to start somewhere. I think that's amazing.
We thrive off getting the emails from diabetics, from celiacs who are finally getting to eat something and enjoy something for the first time, that's sugar-free or gluten-free that they have just never been able to have. They're like, I haven't been able to eat cheesecake in years because there's nothing out there that's sugar-free that I can enjoy, or there's nothing out there that's gluten-free that I can enjoy. We get those emails all the time, hearing from the nursing homes and learning that their patients are no longer losing weight, that they're enjoying getting their protein sources. They don't even know that they're getting their protein. They just think that they're eating cheesecake.
You know, our big mission is to do mission work through food. You know, all throughout biblical times and all throughout, you know, each and every person's family lives, it's always centered around food. And so when we started this business, we wanted it to be missionary work for reaching people for Jesus, to be honest. That's what we want to do, be able to share the gospel and good news of Jesus and what he's done for us. Probably see my shirt here, Jesus Saves. Bro, I thought that was very fitting. God has opened many doors for Protein Snack Shop to come about. It's been exciting how God has moved through our business, how he's brought Brandy, our kitchen manager, our other business partner, Brian, and just some amazing people that walk through the door, people we meet at events. We get to hear how it's changed their life and had such a huge impact on them. That is why we do this.